Now on 4 News Now at 6, don't put those snow boots away just yet. I am tracking more snow making its way into our area. Which areas could get hit most in your first alert forecast?
And the record snowfall led to a tricky drive to the office. We are live with current road conditions.
Across North Idaho, vigils are being held to honor the 4 U of I students murdered in their home. We are live in Moscow and Post Falls with how they're being remembered. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Here's a live look over I-90 in downtown Spokane. Some of that rain we're seeing is going to turn to ice, and that's going to make things very slick. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. That camera shaking around a little bit.
Windy.
That's changing things. Record snowfall closed down schools, businesses, and we could expect another round of closures with more snow on the way. Let's send it straight over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center to see how much more snow we're going to get.
Well, first of all, I want to say that the heaviest snow is behind us, but we are going to add to the snow we already have. Right now on our radar, things are in a bit of a lull around the Spokane area with just some very, very light rain-snow mix in some spots where we're continuing to see snow in North Idaho. We are going to start to see anything that is falling as rain turning back over to snow as temperatures drop. But right now we have been holding steady at 34 degrees at Spokane International Airport essentially since about 10 o'clock this morning. We'll start to see those temperatures drop below freezing very soon, although I would have expected it to already have done that. So it is a little bit of a work in progress when we're going to see that transition back to snow in Spokane. And once it does drop below freezing, it should stay below freezing for the next several days. We will not be getting out of the 20s. Here's a look at our satellite and radar right now, a broader view. The main band of precipitation is sinking off to the south and east. However, we will see additional snow showers popping up behind this main band through the night and right on through the day tomorrow. So it will be more hit and miss, but we could see additional snowfall total in parts of the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area of 2 inches overnight, an additional inch tomorrow morning. There is still a winter storm warning in effect for the area shaded in pink on your screen. Includes Coeur d'Alene, but does not include Spokane. The additional snowfall falling below the warning criteria, but we already have so much snow on the ground. And again, as Aaron mentioned, wet roads will be refreezing. Your 12-hour forecast, still a chance of snow through the next 12 hours. It will just be much more hit and miss around the region. I will be back with your 7-day forecast and the next round of snow on the way in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. And to get the most up-to-date information about the snowstorm from our team of meteorologists, download the 4 News Now weather app. It has what you need to know when you want it right on your phone.
Tomorrow morning, be sure to watch Good Morning Northwest. We will have the most up-to-date information on school closures, delays, and road conditions. That starts at 5 o'clock.
One of the biggest problems for drivers when it's snowing is getting up and down the steep hills across the inland Northwest.
Our Vanessa Perez has been out on the roads all day tracking conditions and brings you updates on KXLY.com. Vanessa, how are things looking right now?
Yeah, well, we've been out in Spokane all day getting a look at road conditions, and crews have been able to maintain the arterials. They look really good. Right now, we are headed on Ruby Street, and the road is pretty much clear. Drivers appear to be taking it slow. There is still slush in most parts, and side residential areas are still filled with lots of snow. Like I said, we're heading on Ruby right now, heading north. We were over on I-92 earlier where the roads are in pretty good condition. They're bare and wet. We didn't see many accidents while out today besides a jackknife semi-truck that has since been cleared. When it comes to the city's snowplows, crews are focused on clearing arterials and hills. Those are going to be the main priorities. Crews are set to start clearing the side streets tomorrow. So if you're wondering why crews have not come to your neighborhood, that's why. The city has launched a full city plow. This is supposed to take 3 days to complete once it stops snowing. If you're going to be out out on the roads, be sure to take it slow. Although it's not raining anymore, we are seeing a few, although it's not snowing anymore, we are still seeing some raindrops, so be sure to take it slow out there. We'll be tracking road conditions throughout the evening, and stay with 4 News Now online. For 4 News Now, I'm Vanessa Perez.
Vanessa, thank you. Well, because of a large number of requests, the city of Spokane says 311 is no longer able to help with connecting disabled or elderly residents with snow removal help. The city is asking everyone to lend a hand and help dig your neighbors out. From stadium lights to candle lights, from Sandpoint to Boise, vigils are being held across Idaho to remember the 4 U of I students murdered 17 days ago. Outside of City Hall in Post Falls, multiple trees are being lit in honor of the victims.
In Moscow, the U of I community is coming together inside the Kibbe Dome to mourn the loss of their classmates and support one another, as police still have no suspects or persons of interest. And that's where our Jordan Smith is tonight. Jordan.
Well, here's a live look inside the Kibbe Dome. It's not anything to what it was just 10 minutes ago. This place is pretty much cleared out. Up until the 50-yard line, it was just a ton of community members and, of course, students who gathered here together to mourn the loss of their classmates and these 4 vandals, Ethan, Zayna, Kaylee, and Maddie. And it was really just a beautiful service. It opened and closed with the choir opening the service. All 4 of the parents were able to speak tonight, with the exception of one, I should say. Here's a soundbite from what one of the parents had to say.
We are eternally grateful that we spent so much time with him. And I want to remind you that that's the most important message that we have for you and your families, is to make sure that you spend as much time as possible with those people, because time is precious and it's something you can't get back.
It was just an emotional night here in the Kibbe Dome. Families gathered together here, arms around each other's shoulders, standing together in one of the most horrific losses we've seen in Moscow in quite some time, possibly ever. And guys, it was a really beautiful moment here. Everybody pointing their flashlights towards the skies, honoring these 4 victims as they get remembered here in the Kibbe Dome tonight. We'll have much more on this story tonight on Nightside. Reporting in the Kibbe Dome, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. All of the victims have ties to North Idaho. Kaylee and Madison were lifelong friends and graduated from Lake City High School. Ethan and his family spend a lot of time in Priest Lake, and Xana is from Post Falls. Tonight, the city is honoring their memory. Our Rania Kaur is in Post Falls tonight with reaction from one of their former teachers.
Aaron, Kirsten, right here outside of this City Hall of Post Falls are 4 trees lit in white to remember Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Madison. Now, I spoke to David Fair, who's the director of Parks and Recreation. He said they chose white because of it's a peaceful and respectful color to remember those 4 victims. He says tonight is about North Idaho standing together as a community.
That's what this is about. We are a city, we're about a community. And we know that members of our community, family and friends, they're grieving. And this is a way for us to show our respect, to show that we care, and then to honor their memory.
Xana Kernodle, of course, was from Post Falls. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan graduated from Lake City High School. Donna Stobe was Kaylee and Madison's English teacher at Lake City High School. She shared of the memory of the 2 of them. She says, quote, "Even 5 years later, I remember the 2 of them as a hyphenated phrase, Kaylee and Madison. They always had a sunny attitude, a joy of life that was infectious. Their first assignment was to write their reading autobiography. Madison shared that she loved To Kill a Mockingbird and said that it taught her to always take the high ground, even if people look bad on you for it." That was Donna Stowe, their English teacher. Now, Lake City High School and Coeur d'Alene also had lights up tonight to remember the 4 victims. Again, both Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan graduated from Lake City High School. Now, these lights right outside of Post Falls City Post Falls City Hall will be on throughout the holiday season in remembrance of the 4 victims. Aaron, Kirsten.
Rania, thank you. And detectives still need your help with the investigation. Tips, pictures, and videos can be emailed to the email address you see on your screen, tipline@ci.moscow.id.us, or you can call the number there, 208-883-7180. Police say anything can help. We'll be right back.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Save your green!
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
What is a jewelry design center? It's a diamond superstore, a center for engagement rings, wedding bands, and anniversary rings, a showroom with unique creations as well as award-winning designers, a fun, comfortable, no-pressure place where you are free to make big, small, or even no decisions at all. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
Healthy communities need more than healthcare. This is Multicare. We're here for you.
Welcome the best time of year with us at Sage Boutique and Just Because Fashions. Let us help you find the perfect gift for loved ones. Make her holiday sparkle with jewelry that is sure to delight her, clothing she'll love, and brighten handbags that will carry her into the new year. Be inspired to wrap up the holidays with us at Just Because Fashions and Sage Boutique, where you will find the best and brightest gifts this holiday season, located in the Hayden Creek Plaza in Hayden, Idaho.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
The ballerina who says she's being body shamed for gaining just 10 pounds. Next, Inside Edition. The Nutcracker dancer who says she's being told she's too big to dance.
I was strongly encouraged to not perform because of my appearance.
Then, Kate and William come to the USA for the first time in 8 years. Will they see Meghan and Harry? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We have some breaking news out of central Idaho tonight. The director of the Department of Corrections now says he doesn't think he'll get the chemicals needed to carry out the scheduled execution of Gerald Pizzuto. He was convicted in 1986 of killing a woman and her nephew in an armed robbery north of McCall. Now Pizzuto has late-stage bladder cancer, and he has been in hospice care since 2019. He was scheduled to die by lethal injection on December 15th. There have been several issues with the execution recently, including Pizzuto's concerns that the chemicals used may interact with the medicine he is currently on for his medical conditions.
New tonight at 6 o'clock. A 15-year-old girl from California, along with her mother and grandmother, killed by a former Virginia police officer. The man allegedly drove across the country looking for the teenage girl he met online.
Tonight, the victim's family is speaking with ABC News with an urgent message for parents.
Nobody could imagine this crime happening to my family, to our family. Especially it just being one day after Thanksgiving.
Speaking through tears, Michelle Blandon, the sister and daughter of the alleged catfish killer's victims, pleading with families to talk with their kids about online safety.
Parents, please know your child's online activity.
It comes after authorities in Riverside County say the suspect, 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards, met a 15-year-old girl online through the practice of catfishing, where he pretended to be a 17-year-old boy. Deputies say Edwards then drove from Virginia to the teen's home in California, where he allegedly killed her mother and grandparents before setting the house on fire. Mark and wife Cherie Winnick and their daughter Brooke all found dead, bound with duct tape and their hands tied behind their backs, according to authorities. Detectives saying it's too early to say how they died.
This is yet another horrific reminder of the predators existing online who prey on our children.
Several hours after their bodies were found, authorities say they spotted Edwards driving with the teenager. Later, a chase and shootout. The medical examiner's office says Edwards died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The teenage girl was not harmed, But her aunt now asking for community support.
We hope that this community can wrap your arms around them and lift them up.
Officials say the teenager is in protective services and receiving extensive treatment. They're also urging parents to monitor their kids' social media accounts to be aware of the content that they're sharing. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A survivor from the Walmart shooting in Virginia is now suing the retail giant, saying she filed a complaint against the gunman 2 months ago and did nothing about it. In the $50 million lawsuit, employee Danya Prelo accuses Walmart of negligence, claiming the company knew the alleged shooter had known tendencies for violence, threats, and strange behavior, but continued to employ him. Prelo was in the break room when store manager Andre Bing allegedly went on a shooting rampage before shooting himself. She made a desperate call to her mother.
She's saying he's killing everybody and I know he's going to be after me. I'm next.
According to the complaint, Bing allegedly asked Prelo if she liked guns and told store employees, including managers, that if he was ever fired, he would retaliate. The complaint saying Bing was disciplined several times throughout his 12 years as a Walmart employee. The retailer telling ABC News, "We are reviewing the complaint and will be responding as appropriate with the court."
Snowfall record today in Spokane, and we may still add to it. 7.5 inches of snow, the new record, beating our old record set back in 1975. But that 7.5 inches doesn't even make the list of our big snowfall totals. Rathdrum, 17 inches of snow, 13 at Airway Heights, 10 in Cheney and Coeur d'Alene, and counting. I'll let you know when to expect the next round of snow in your First Alert forecast.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Illusionists in Spokane this Christmas.
Tomorrow, it's the best must-have Deals and Steals holiday extravaganza.
But wait, there's more!
Up to 60% off for GMA viewers. Plus, Mindy Kaling's here, live on America's favorite morning show.
I'm not missing out on this.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Every holiday season, Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots collects thousands of toys for less fortunate children during the Christmas holidays.
We're thankful for all our donations and all our wonderful volunteers who bring joy to children during our 75th anniversary of Toys for Tots.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Toys for Tots as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
At Providence, we've been investing in the health of the community and raising the standard of care for over 160 years. And we are honored to bring you top-rated Medicare Advantage coverage. Providence plans start at just $0, include dental, hearing, and vision, and connect you to a network of thousands of local providers. Providence. Join us as we make communities stronger by building true health together.
Siitsuam is how we say Coeur d'Alene in our own language. That means the discovered people, the ones who were found here. We were always here. We've never been anywhere else. We didn't come from somewhere else.
First and foremost, we need to take care of our employees, take care of our guests, take care of our tribe and our community.
We never give up on people. We always say, you know, you're part of the tribe, you're part of our family. We're gonna take care of you.
You can start your day wanting an all-natural pregnancy and end it wanting an epidural. It's called being human. A human who takes care of their eyes, then stares at their phone, who embraces self-care and believes beauty is worth some pain. So go ahead and do your 10-step skincare routine and make the 11th sun. Teach your kids that aging is beautiful while trying to prevent it. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And don't forget Rite Aid this holiday for all your last-minute gifting needs.
It continues to precipitate lightly around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, And a lot of locations that were seeing rain or rain-snow mix are now moving back to just snow. Here's a look at our current conditions in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 33 degrees in Coeur d'Alene with light snow, and you can see some of those snowflakes sticking to the webcam there. Here in downtown Spokane, it's a rain-snow mix, but snowing at the airport, even though it is 34 degrees, which seems to be where we are stuck right now. We've been there for almost, 10 hours. 25 degrees for an overnight low tonight. Snow showers continuing, 1 to 3 inches of additional accumulation possible, but it will be a little more localized around the area. You may get less than that if you are particularly right in the downtown Spokane area through the I-90 corridor to Spokane Valley, those lower elevations. 31 for a high tomorrow. Still a chance of snow showers and a little bit breezy in the morning with gusts to 20 miles per hour. Satellite and radar right now, although we are on the back edge of the precipitation in Spokane, we are still seeing steady but light snow over a good portion of the central panhandle, the Coeur d'Alene area, up towards Sandpoint, with rain further to the south, but that will be turning over to snow as well. Here's a look at our forecast radar. It initializes well, a good indication of its validity going forward. Here's 7 o'clock. That band of precipitation moves off to the south and east, but we see additional development behind it with some snow at 9 o'clock. More snow showers will be moving in the overnight toward tomorrow morning. Here's 2 a.m. and that chance of snow will continue right on through the morning commute. It will not be as intense for the most part as what we saw during the heaviest snow today, but with these snow showers, there's still the possibility of some isolated areas where you could pick up a quick 1 to 2 inches. Overnight lows tonight will be down below freezing. I am confident that we are going to drop below 34 degrees here very, very soon. Our high temperatures tomorrow staying below freezing in many locations, so if you're putting off shoveling or dealing with some of that snow around the region, that is going to freeze solid. There's a lot of moisture in that snow, and it will be a block of ice very, very soon, particularly when you look at our 7-day forecast. We'll get close to freezing tomorrow, but then we're down to 9 tomorrow night, 25 on Friday, with another round of light snow coming in Friday night into Saturday morning. Fresh snow for skiing, and then we stay in the 20s for highs through the 7-day forecast with some very chilly overnight lows. Still the possibility of a hit or miss snow shower through this 7-day forecast, but for the most part we are staying dry, and I don't see any weather alert days on the horizon. We'll put this one behind us here very soon. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. The holiday shopping season is in full swing. It's easy to get caught up in buying lots of things for friends and family. Here's some tips to make sure you don't end up with too much holiday debt coming up.
And right now, plow drivers are working to keep the roads clear. We take you inside the cab of one plow to see how much work goes into snow removal.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
I think at Hospice of Spokane, it's not just a job. It's a career, but it's also a passion. Nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, the health aides, they just do a phenomenal job, and they get to know the clients. They don't come to treat just the client. They come to embrace the family as a whole.
To serve with the region's #1 hospice team, visit hospiceofspokane.org.
It's here once again, an adventure in Coeur d'Alene with family and friends. Trees will light up, snow will fall, while you're dining, shopping, and having a ball. Santa and STCU hid elves in secret spots. So keep an eye out, you could win lots. If you find our elf on a shelf while in downtown Coeur d'Alene, a Fig Pickles shopping spree, Seahawks tickets, or gift cards you could gain. So explore downtown shops like never before. Go to cdadowntown.com if you want to learn more.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the grill and bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. You're in for guaranteed Holly Jolly wins of free slot play, gift cards, or up to $1,000 cash. Play the Santa's Workshop kiosk game this December at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dan Clark.
And I'm Jeweler Jane.
And we're from Clark's Diamond Jewelers in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Our famous snow promotion is back for Christmas.
If it snows 5 inches or more in 24 hours on January 7th, 2023, all purchases made at Clark's between November 19th and December 31st will be refunded in full. And that means all engagement rings, loose diamond and gemstones, jewelry and gifts could all be free.
Shop Clark's Diamond Jewelers this Christmas and let it snow diamonds.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carpet Barn.
New tonight at 6, the founder of the far-right militia, the Oath Keepers, is facing decades in prison after a federal jury found him guilty of seditious conspiracy in the January 6th Capitol attack.
ABC's Faith Abube explains what evidence was used to convince a jury that these men were guilty.
Nearly 2 years after a mob of Donald Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol in this bloody attack, a federal jury handing down a guilty verdict for the most serious charge prosecutors have yet brought against January 6 perpetrators. Stewart Rhodes, the founder of the far-right militia, the Oath Keepers, and his top lieutenant, Kelly Meggs, convicted of seditious conspiracy, a rare Civil War-era charge that carries a maximum of 20 years in prison. Prosecutors convincing the jury that the Capitol attack was an organized conspiracy against the U.S. government.
We have men already stationed outside D.C. as a nuclear option. In case they attempt to remove the president illegally, we will step in and stop it.
The Justice Department using videos and text messages to show that Rhodes and other members of the Oath Keepers were willing to use violence to illegally keep former President Donald Trump in power. In one text message, Rhodes writing, quote, "We aren't getting through this without a civil war." And then on December 11th, another message, quote, "It'll be a bloody and desperate fight." But on the witness stand, Rhodes and other Oath Keepers suggesting that their comments were all bluster. The jury not convinced, instead finding Rhodes, Meggs, and 3 other defendants guilty of multiple charges. Rhodes' attorney, Ed Tarpley.
We presented a case which showed through evidence and testimony that Mr. Rhodes did not commit the crime of seditious conspiracy.
And the defense attorneys point out that not all the charges prosecutors sought in this case ended in guilty verdict. They do, however, plan to appeal the convictions. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
A record number of people went out and splurged on Black Friday deals. According to the National Retail Federation, 196 million people shopped in stores and online. That's a 10% increase from last year. It's easy to fall into the overspending trap during the holidays. Financial experts warn you if you don't rein in your finances, you'll end up with too much holiday debt.
Just that view of the Target, checkouts was really enough for me. Here are a few tips to help you avoid debt while still getting into the holiday spirit. 1, if you haven't already, create a budget and stick to that amount set aside for holiday spending. 2, make a shopping list, trim it down, and decide who will get gifts from you this year.
So you're not just kind of shopping ad hoc and then realizing maybe I overspent, maybe I didn't need to buy all these gifts.
3, use cash savings apps that allow you to make money while you're spending money. And here's a bonus cost-saving tip. Make holiday parties collaborative. Ask your guests to bring a dish or 2 to co-host with other people, and you can split the costs of hosting an event. The federal government is one step closer to preventing a nationwide railroad strike. It now heads to the Senate, where they will need to work fast to prevent a strike before next Friday. The bills call for more paid sick leave, and for months there's been a stalemate between the workers' unions and the railroads, who reported record profits last year, with one strike averted in September after a tentative agreement was reached.
Once the members looked at it, some of the unions ratified it. They said this is enough, but a lot of union members felt, particularly in the wake of the pandemic, that paid sick leave was something that they had to have.
President Biden has dispatched cabinet members for support for when the Senate takes up the bills, but some of the rail union has openly criticized Congress taking the negotiations out of the hands of workers.
Coming up later in sports, Gonzaga women's basketball is playing in Texas this week. Why Thursday's game is extra special for two members of the team.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cowley Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Parents and grandparents hear it time and time again. Enjoy every minute, because it goes by so quickly. With their first steps, they start imagining, exploring, and dreaming of what's next. You can help put those dreams in motion by saving for college with Washington's 529 College Investment Plan. Building their Dream Ahead account now can help them be ready for wherever their dreams take them. Give your student the gift of education today at wastate529.wa.gov.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
Black Friday mattress discounts have been extended at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores, with some of the biggest savings of the year on all Serta and Beauty Rest mattress sets, with no money down and no interest for up to 5 years.
Today through this Monday at Walker's.
Next ET, our Elizabeth Chambers exclusive, talking about her next chapter after a difficult year. Plus,
You have a baby in a bar.
Sweet Home Alabama is 20, our new interview with Reese Witherspoon.
People come up to me, they just love these characters.
And speaking of anniversaries, Katherine Heigl is celebrating a rom-com classic.
They're making me feel old, man. No.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Here's a live look over a snowy downtown Spokane tonight, and even more snow is on the way.
Chris is here with us, and Chris, we've already had some areas getting more than a foot of snow. So, of course, everyone's asking about their specific locations, and we are expecting more snow.
Yes, we are. We have more snow showers in progress and more coming in overnight, but the heaviest snow is definitely long behind us. Snow showers will continue tonight. All of the wet roads will refreeze. I think about trying to shovel that heavy, wet snow. It's hard enough right now, but once that freezes, it's going to be like a block of ice. 1 to 4 inches of additional snow right in Spokane, 1 to 3. Could see a little bit more as you head north and into North Idaho with even heavier totals. I'll show you in a moment. moment in the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho. Then we have another round of some light snow coming in for Friday night. Radar right now, most of the spots that we're seeing rain falling or a rain-snow mix are transitioning over to just snow, even though our temperatures are still above freezing in many locations at the surface. It's 34 degrees at the airport in Spokane as well as in Coeur d'Alene. We've stayed in the 20s in Deer Park and Spirit Lake. It's 31 right now at 9 Mile and 29 degrees in Meade. Once our temperatures do drop below freezing, we should stay below freezing right on through the 7-day forecast. Broader view on our satellite and radar, you can see most of the wet weather has moved to the south and east of Spokane, but we are going to see additional development behind this main front, and that's going to be a little more hit and miss. If you do have one of those snow showers confine itself over your region, you could pick up a quick 1 to 2 inches of snow in a very short period of time. Winter storm warning continues, not for Spokane. We were dropped from it. We initially had that warning through tomorrow morning, but it does continue for the Coeur d'Alene area. Up in the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho, an additional 2 to 8 inches of snow. Quite a range there, and we'll see more snow down on the Palouse and in the central panhandle as well. Your 12-hour forecast this evening, a chance of snow through the night and then off and on right on through the morning commute. Winds will be dying down, but we still could see some gusty winds at times tomorrow morning before things calm down more substantially. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and some Wildlife Wednesday photos. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Let's go ahead and take a live look now over I-90. This is near Pines in Spokane Valley. The roads are looking pretty clear for now, but that could soon change as some of that melted snow Chris was just talking about and rain will start to freeze. Let's send it over again to our Vanessa Perez, who has been tracking road conditions all day on KXLY.com. Vanessa, how's it looking right now?
Yeah, well, roads are pretty much cleared. Like you said, we've been out here all day and they look a lot better than they were earlier. Right now, we're headed down on Monroe Street and we are going south. I'm going to turn the camera around here. You can see we're going down a hill and it's pretty much cleared. Crews have been able to maintain the arterials. Those are pretty much looking good. There's a lot of slush out there. The side residential streets are still filled with so much snow. We were over on I-90 earlier and the roads were good over there as well. So WashDOT crews really working on around the clock to keep people safe. We didn't see many accidents while we were out today besides a jackknifed semi-truck that since has been cleared. Drivers seem to be taking it slow. And when it comes to the city of Spokane snowplows, crews are focusing on clearing arterials and hills. Those are going to be the main priorities. Crews are set to start clearing the side streets tomorrow. So if you're wondering why crews have not come to your neighborhood, that's why. The city has launched a full city plow. This is supposed to take 3 days to complete once it stops snowing. Like I said, drivers appear to be taking it slow out here. If you're going to be out here, you should take it slow as well. It's not snowing anymore. We've seen a little bit of raindrops, so the roads are slick. We'll continue to track road conditions throughout the night, so stay with 4 News Now. For 4 News Now, I'm Vanessa Perez.
Vanessa, thank you. And from cities to counties to the state, road crews are now asking you to give plows plenty of space.
Now, this morning, a Washington Department of Transportation plow was hit when a driver tried to pass and then lost control. Our Peter Choi joined a plow driver today and shows us the view from the cab.
A plow truck sending snow piles to the side of the roadway. Crews are busy clearing the roads, including Brian Adams. He got up early Wednesday. Well, it was really coming down.
Usually when it's snowing, we're pretty much just inside the trucks, driving, plowing back and forth, and yeah, you just take special care to watch out for the public.
He says one of the challenges for plow drivers is when drivers are not cooperating on the roads.
Well, you can be plowing and they're in a hurry and need to be someplace before you, so they end up trying to pass you, and then I've had cars and trucks spin out in front of me.
You don't want to be a part of a situation like that. WashDOT says one of the trucks was hit by a vehicle Wednesday morning.
One of our tow plows was plowing and they tried to pass him on the right, and went through his windrow, and as soon as he did that, lost control, spun out right in front of him, and then he got hit, put in a ditch. This is deep. Yes, it is.
Plow drivers recommend you to drive slow when you see a plow truck and...
Now, plow drivers said you don't want to get too close to plow trucks while they're clearing roads. Now, give enough space to plowers to do their work and for your safety on the road.
He says oftentimes drivers are hit by a wing plow because they drive too close. Another reason why you want to allow enough space for salt and sand.
Give us a little room because you never know when we are salting or not, or sand.
Washta says driving too fast can scatter the material off to the shoulder. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
An estimated 6.5 million Americans over the age of 65 live with Alzheimer's disease. Experts say data on a new drug shows potential. The drug helps clear out more of a certain type of protein linked with Alzheimer's and can lead to less cognitive decline.
This medication, if it's approved, it's going to be for very earliest stage of Alzheimer's disease.
Despite these results, doctors say there are still safety concerns. About 7% of the people involved in the clinical trials dropped out because of complications, and those include brain swelling and brain bleeds. The researchers say longer trials are needed to determine the safety and efficacy of this potential treatment.
Fleetwood Mac's Christine McVie has died. Her family says she passed away peacefully in the company of family at a hospital. The singer-songwriter was behind some of Fleetwood Mac's biggest hits. The band issued a statement saying she was the best musician anyone could have in their band and the best friend anyone could have in their life. She was 79 years old.
Still ahead, the Supreme Court is preparing to hear a case involving race, family, and the adoption of Native children. Why one family wants a decades-old law to be changed coming up.
The snowstorm also impacted tonight's Eastern Washington basketball game. We have the latest coming up in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Winterfest.
Add some thrill to this holiday season by tapping into some impressive horsepower and the refined performance of standard iActive all-wheel drive, all in a beautifully wrapped package. The rewarding Mazda CX-30. Find yours during the season of inspiration.
Embrace every unexpected turn in the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-30. Come take a test drive and reserve yours today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Around a roaring fire, we'll raise a cup of cheer. There's gifts to bring and songs to sing and laughs to make the rafters ring. It's Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks from home. The holly green, the ivy green, the prettiest picture you've ever seen. It's Christmas in Killarney with all of the folks from home. It's nice, you know, to kiss your beau while cuddling under the mistletoe. And Santa Claus, you know, of course, is one of the boys from home. Hey!
Some days your body is a temple, and some days the temple wants sugar. You might relieve stress naturally on Monday and plan for it on Tuesday. Because being human isn't always so fries or salad. Sometimes it's both. So relax with essential oils or a glass of Cab. Fall asleep with melatonin and wake up to caffeine. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And don't forget Rite Aid this holiday for all your last-minute gifting needs.
Our enterprise solutions would cut your monthly operational costs in half. Taylor, it would pay for itself in 6 months. So, what do you think? One more time? I'll go one more time.
Your employees work hard for you. Give them a health plan that works harder for them. From Primera Blue Cross, with more options to fit your business needs and budget. Because your employees depend on it. Find your plan at business.primera.com.
Hi, students. If you're watching this, it means it's too late for me to come in today.
Okay, y'all, do whatever you do. You don't bother me, and I won't bother you.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
That means weather that could be a threat to your family's safety.
The First Alert Weather Team pinpoints the most impactful and dangerous days, warning you early, on air and online. Weather Alert Days, another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now.
We set a new snowfall record at Spokane International Airport today at 7.5 inches, but we could still add to that total. Potential for another inch or so before midnight. 1 to 3 possible through tomorrow morning's commute. 6.1 was our old record set back in 1975. This is also the snowiest month that we've had since a big year for snow. 2010, the record for November, or excuse me, snowiest November, not snowiest month, snowiest November, 25.9 is the record for the snowiest November. That was back in 2010. Our average snowfall in the month of November is just over 6 inches. So far, we've picked up over 18.5 inches of snow. All of those numbers pale in comparison to some of the numbers that we see in our snow reports around the region. 17 inches of snow at Rathdrum, 14 inches in Reardon. Airway Heights picked up 13 inches. Hayden, a foot of snow, and right around 10 from Republic, Cheney, Colbert, Coeur d'Alene. And many of these locations have received some additional snow, so those totals go even higher. It's time for some Wildlife Wednesday photos for you. It is eagle season in the inland Northwest. They are coming in to dine, and not just at Lake Coeur d'Alene, but at areas throughout the region. Mark Boat shared this amazing close-up. He says he took this from a boat, and that's how he was able to get that straight-on shot. I can't imagine being out on a boat on a day like today, but that's what you have to do to get the good shots. Marty Stowe shared this. Well, it's gorgeous if you take out the dead kokanee fish, but it is a gorgeous photo. I love the snow. Thank you, Marty, for that beautiful bald eagle. And from our friend Courtney Litwin, a gorgeous shot of an eagle coming in for a landing. I don't know how he thinks that tiny little branch is going to support him. Looks like he's trying to be the top of a Christmas tree. More snow tonight. Snow showers possible really off and on through the day tomorrow. 31 for a high tomorrow, and then our temperature really drops. 9 Friday morning, then we stay in the 20s through the 7-day forecast. Another chance of some light snow coming in Friday night and into Saturday morning. Aaron?
That's good to know. Thank you, Chris. A deadly weather system in the south is moving northeast, I should say. Dozens of tornadoes swept through the south, killing 2 people and damaging dozens of homes.
CNN's Gloria Pazmino gives us a look at some of the damage left behind as families begin the long cleanup process.
She was just screaming and hollering. Everybody was scared.
Severe storms and tornadoes swept through parts of the South Tuesday into Wednesday morning. The National Weather Service said at least 30 reports of tornadoes were made since Tuesday afternoon, mostly in central and southern Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana.
You know, we're about to sit down and eat, and wind started hitting. We tried to got to a safe place as fast as possible, and as soon as we got there, it was over.
I made it into what I call a safe room, and by the time I got there, it was over. It might have lasted maybe 15 seconds.
In Mississippi, an entire bridge washed out. Trucks overturned on the highway, and a local firehouse sustaining major damage.
From what it looks like right now, this building will have to come down, and we'll have to start the rebuild process.
In Alabama, this apartment complex was ripped apart, exposing the inside of homes. Displaced residents taking shelter at a local middle school. Threats of severe weather remained during Wednesday morning, but the system is expected to diminish through the afternoon as it makes its way across southeast Georgia and North Florida. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Some know it as prime rib. Officially, it's called a ribeye roast. We call ours divine. Tender, mouth-watering Hereford beef, aged 5 weeks to absolute perfection. Oven-ready and easy. Divine beef ribeye roast. Reserve yours immediately, exclusively at Yoke's Fresh Markets.
Let's take a test drive of this rugged Nissan Frontier, redesigned inside and out. There's plenty of power so you can take it anywhere, thanks to an upgraded suspension, steering system, and powertrain. The cabin has improved too with a new seat design, larger storage compartments, and a big touchscreen that's smartphone compatible. If you weren't interested in a Nissan Frontier in the past, it's time to reevaluate. Test drive one at the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
Fred's Black Friday sale is on now. Save on all major appliances at the biggest sale of the year.
GE top-load washers start at only $4.99. GE self-cleaning ranges start at only $5.49. GE stainless French door refrigerators start at only $15.99. Plus, get exclusive Fred's package rebates up to $800 only during the sale.
Take advantage of Black Friday savings and exclusive rebates at Fred's Black Friday sale.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Northwest Winterfest opens Friday, December 2nd. It's the Northwest's largest illuminated holiday and cultural festival, now indoors and bigger and better than ever, with displays up to 130 feet long and 25 feet high, plus live performances, free interactive children's activities, and free admission for kids 10 and under. So come celebrate the magic. Your tickets are waiting at northwestwinterfest.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
There will be no basketball in Cheney tonight. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesome. The Eastern Washington men's basketball game against Northwest University has been postponed due to hazardous road conditions as a result of the weather. Now, the game was originally scheduled for 6 o'clock. There is no rescheduled date at this time. Now, Eastern's next home game is scheduled for 2 o'clock Saturday against North Dakota State. The Gonzaga women's basketball team doesn't have to worry about the weather. The Bulldogs are in Texas to take on Stephen F. Austin on Thursday, and it's a homecoming of sorts for Gonzaga guards Kaylin and Kaylee Trong. The Trong sisters are from Houston, about 2 hours from the Stephen F. Austin campus. They're expecting anywhere from 20 to 30 family members and friends to be in attendance for the game. Kaylee is still sidelined with a foot injury, so she won't play. Kaylin will be playing. This is a tough road game for Gonzaga, but will feel like a home game for Kaylin.
I'm just very excited to just have that feeling again. We're in high school. At the end of the game, I know I'm going to say, hi, Mom, hi, Dad, and then go and say hi to someone else or say hi to my coaches, my AAU coaches. And, but I'm very, very excited.
Tip-off between the Zags and Stephen F. Austin is set for 3:30 Thursday. The Bulldogs are looking to win their 3rd game in a row. And the hottest team on the Palouse right now isn't Washington State football or basketball. It's actually the volleyball team. The Cougars ended the season winning 5 of the last 6 games. The team will begin its NCAA tournament run on Thursday. The Cougars will take on UNLV in San Diego. This marks the 7th consecutive tournament appearance for Washington State. Now, the difficult thing about the NCAA tournament is the lack of preparation time for each round. Wazoo head coach Jen Greeny says the coaching staff will handle that part. Greeny says the players' focus will be on defeating UNLV.
At the end of the day, we have to play our match as well. And so, the things we normally focus on, serve and pass, getting our block going, which has definitely come along nicely, the second half of this season, and focusing out on what we can do offensively as well.
The Cougars and UNLV begin at 5 o'clock Thursday in San Diego. And Washington State is the number 7 seed on its side of the bracket. Last season, WSU got out of the first round before losing in the second round. And Washington State and UNLV met last season as well. The Cougars lost that match in 4 sets. Also, there's some good news for the Seattle Seahawks. We'll have that, the latest on that tonight on Nightside. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. Well, new at 6:30. The Supreme Court will soon decide a case involving race, family, and adoption of Native children.
The ruling could upend more than 40 years of protection for the American tribal nations. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more.
If we lose, she could be taken away.
Dr. Jennifer Burkeen and her husband Chad are in a fight to keep their family together and finalize adoption of a Native American girl they've fostered for years.
Cultural considerations are a challenge for every adoptive family, no matter what race they are or what race their children are.
For Native foster children, those cultural considerations also have a legal dimension. Since 1978, the Indian Child Welfare Act, or ICWA, has set rules for who can adopt Native American kids, giving preference to tribal families over non-Native families.
The interest in a young tribal citizen, the child, in staying with her tribe is a high interest.
The tribes say it's critical to protecting their cultures and sovereignty as independent nations, and a response to the forced removal of hundreds of thousands of Native kids from their families by whites over generations.
Being American Indian is not a racial matter, it's a political matter. We're members of tribal nations that are sovereign nations.
Autumn Adams and her younger brother John, members of the Yakama Nation, are among dozens of former foster youth asking the Supreme Court to uphold the law.
What would have happened if they had not found a relative to take you?
My assumption is they would have split me and John up, more than likely with a non-Native family.
Adams says the personal bond and family traditions they've managed to keep show why ICWA matters.
Even to this day, we are working on relearning our language, and we still continue to practice our traditional teachings.
But foster families like the Burkeens see the law as not only unreasonable, but unconstitutional, discriminating against them on the basis of race.
The justification to deviate from that law is a pretty high bar to overcome.
The tribe argues in court documents that the law promotes the stability and security of Indian tribes and families.
If our sovereignty is eroded because of this case, we're going to have a setback that will take generations to repair, if we can repair it at all.
But the Burkeens insist equal opportunity to adopt doesn't have to come at the tribe's expense.
We're not saying that culture is not important. We do believe culture is important, but it's not the most important thing.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's time to say yes to your healthcare story. The Washington Health Plan Finder helps you find new health plan options like Cascade Care. These plans cover primary care visits, mental health services, and generic drugs, all before meeting a deductible. Start your next chapter off right by enrolling in your 2023 health plan at wahealthplanfinder.org. Don't wait until it's too late. Enroll now.
Seed Suamps is how we say Coeur d'Alene in our own language. That means the discovered people, the ones who were found here. We were always here. We've never been anywhere else. We didn't come from somewhere else.
First and foremost, we need to take care of our employees, take care of our guests, take care of our tribe and our community.
We never give up on people. We always say, you know, you're part of the tribe, you're part of our family. We're gonna take care of you.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cowley Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Of the holidays at River Park Square.
Jonah here. Before you decide on an SUV, I invite you to see and drive the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's impressive and it checks all the boxes. A roomy interior, plenty of cargo space with remote power liftgate. All-wheel drive, that's important in the Northwest. Solid performance, modern infotainment system with all the high-tech choices. Check out the Tiguan at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
If you can pass this 10-second test, you'll probably outlive your peers.
Next live, comment
plus Live's holiday bargains.
Watch live tomorrow at 9, right after GMA.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Specialty Hospital Pediatrics.
We're in a lull in the wet weather in Spokane right now, but on our forecast radar, you can see we do have more snow showers to move through over the next several hours and through the morning commute. An additional 1 to 3 inches of snow is possible around Spokane, and pockets where it could be even higher in the Coeur d'Alene area.
It's always something happening out there.
Tonight, yes, definitely.
And we need to keep an eye throughout Nightside and, of course, on Good Morning Northwest for any more school closures.
We'll see you at 11 o'clock.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.